So we'll see if we can actually reach from end zone to end zone, because that'll be pretty cool. When it comes to making videos, your audio quality is just as important as your video quality, because you could have the most high resolution, crystal clear, special effect ridden video, but if your audio sounds like trash, people are gonna click away instantly. Trust me, I've done it before. Now back in the day, if you wanted to get some good audio quality, you had to get a bunch of bulky equipment that you had to lug around with you everywhere you went, so you'd have it ready with you when your video creativity started sparking. But nowadays you can get something small that you can always carry around with you, so you're always ready when creativity strikes. The Saramonic Blink500 Pro B4. Now the B4, this is where things get a little bit interesting, because there's so many different variations of the same exact model depending on what device you have. Whether you have an iPhone with Lightning, an Android phone with Type-C, 3.5mm on a DSLR or mirrorless camera, they got you covered. And then it even goes a little bit further, because you can also get it in either 1 or 2 transmitter variations. Obviously, if you're solo dolo doing videos all by yourself, the 1 transmitter pack will get the job done. However, if you happen to do interviews and maybe there's somebody else with you, the 2 transmitter pack will make it easier to talk back and forth without having to transfer the microphone back and forth. You know, make things easy like that, which I'm sure you can appreciate if you actually do that kind of work. So right here in front of me, I happen to have the 1 transmitter pack along with the 2 transmitter pack, because, you know, maybe sometimes I want to do an interview, but the times I don't want to do an interview and just need 1 transmitter, I can have the smaller one with me. That way I can save some space. So the cool thing about this kit is they come in a charging case that's basically like AirPods. So you just put the transmitters and the receivers inside, they charge up, that way they're always ready to go. And with a single charge, the transmitters can actually last about 8 hours of use. Pretty crazy, right? I mean, who's gonna record for 8 hours straight? I mean, actually, live stream, maybe. One of the cool features that this kit has over the Blink500 standard edition, because of course we're looking at the Pro edition right here because this is for professionals, is the LED display on each transmitter, so you can actually see the wavelengths, see how strong the connection is, all that good stuff at a glance. And my favorite part about this whole operation right here, the receiver, it's a very small compact receiver that pops right into the lightning port or your USB-C port. However, the 3.5mm version, it is about the same size as the transmitter, so just keep that in mind. Although in that case, you're not really looking for portability. But on the smartphone side of things, very small, compact, easy to place on your device. So given that both of these are identical other than having an extra transmitter, we're gonna throw this single transmitter to the side, take a look at the double transmitter, because this is the top dog. We're looking at an omnidirectional microphone pickup pattern that can travel up to 328 feet on a 2.4 gigahertz connection. We have a frequency response of 50 Hz to 18 kilohertz. The maximum SPL of the built-in microphone is 120 decibels. The lavalier microphone is 110 decibels, and the sensitivity is negative 39 decibels on both. Okay, this is kind of weird. It looks like you open at the bottom. This is really slippery though. I really like the shininess of this box, so I'm gonna just keep this one for myself. Saramonic, sound remarkable, hopefully. Wow, this just feels like a premium product unboxing right here. Inside the box, we have a user manual, a warranty card, some Saramonic stickers, a quality certificate, and this carrying case. We'll put that to the side. 2 clip-on 3.5mm lavalier microphones, 2 dead cats, a USB-A to USB-C charging cable, and a micro USB charging cable. Cool. Yay. And now back to this carrying case. Very nice hard shell case, gonna protect everything. Nice zipper action. And on the inside though, oh, you did not see that coming. We got the charging case, and this thing is a big boy. Once again, Saramonic, sound remarkable. Blink500 Pro, transmitter, receiver, iPhone, I guess. Over on the back, we have the 5-volt, 1.5 amp USB-C charging port. Down on the bottom, we have some rubber feet, because you never know when you're gonna want to have some grip, and it's actually grippy. Over on the front, we have 4 LED indicator lights, so you know exactly how much juice your charging case has. An open button to open the latch, as well as a pairing button for the one-touch pairing. So whatever's inside of this case will all just pair together. But don't think you can throw some AirPods in here with an iPhone and have it pair together. That won't work. It has to be transmitters and receivers only. Ooh, wow, this is actually a very nice set. We see the 2 transmitters here, they're very small, and somehow the receiver is a lot bigger than I was expecting. Not gonna lie. Now when it comes to the receiver for the smartphone edition of this kit, there is one downside that I'm not too fond of, but I mean there's not much we can do. But as you can see, it's simple, it's pretty small, but it does not have a screen on it. The one that's for mirrorless cameras with the 3.5mm attachment, that one right there, it looks just like the transmitter has a screen so you can check the levels and all that good stuff. On this, we just have an LED light, but there is a 3.5mm port for monitoring, so at least we have that. Now something weird about this design, this yellow part looks like it's a cap that comes off, but it's just there, it's just part of the design. Other than this wild design, there's not much to see, although on the bottom we do have a switch for mono, as well as stereo, depending on what kind of audio you want. And the good news is, as you can see, plug and play into your iPhone and you're ready to go. And my favorite part about this whole thing, it's magnetic. So satisfying, right? But on to the transmitters. Very small, very lightweight, have a belt clip right here so you can clip it to your pants, keep it out of sight, out of mind. Wait a minute, what? This kind of surprised me right here. I was wondering what that micro USB cable was for. Turns out it's for the transmitters. It's for both of them? It's actually for both of the transmitters. What? You gotta be kidding me. That's gotta be the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Why would this be Type-C and then this would have a micro USB charging port? Although granted, you're hardly ever going to use that because you're going to charge it with this case, but really, did not see that coming. I mean, seriously, we got Lightning, we got USB-C, and then we got micro USB. We got 3 different cables going on here, although technically we don't need a Lightning cable. But it would make more sense if this was a Lightning port at least. Come on, why isn't it Type-C? I don't know, that's weird. But other than that, we have a setting button along with a plus and minus for the game control. Over on this side we have a mute switch so you can wear this, go to the bathroom or something, mute it so no one can hear you, or you're having a private conversation, you know, whatever. Up here on the top we have the built-in microphone as well as a 3.5mm port for the lapel microphone. And really not much else to see other than this OLED display. And I mean, this is seriously lightweight, very compact. I mean, look at that. You can't even see it anymore, it's gone. Which hand's it in? You'll never know. Now the bad news is it looks like the charging case is dead out of the box, but maybe this has some juice. The mute switch is also a power button. And ooh, it turned on! Saramonic! Looks like we actually have full battery apparently. Alright, looking good. But the cool thing about having this display on here is, as you can see, apparently it's not picking up my voice at all. That's kind of weird. Hello? Hello? Okay, it's really quiet. Let's turn up the gain a little bit. Oh, looks like that's settings. Hold up. What's going on here? Okay, so it looks like we have a bunch of settings here. So right here, we have the version number, restore default settings, language, mute key enable, backlight mode on. Okay, so you hold down the plus. Okay, there we go. Goes all the way up to 6. I'll just max it out for now. And then you hold down the plus button to save it, so that's kind of weird. We have mic in mode, so if you want to use the onboard microphone or the included lavalier microphone, you would select that, but you can also choose line in mode to plug in other line in devices. And it looks like pretty much that's it. Alright, so now I'm going to take the receiver, pop it in the lightning port. As you can see, it's slightly longer than the iPhone 12 Pro Max. It's pretty big. You know, it is what it is. It's actually very small when you think about how big other ones are. We have the solid blue light. That means we are connected. And now we can get on to testing the microphone, and we're gonna have it up at 6 for the gain, maxed out. See how loud that is. Hello everybody, my name is Rodrick, and I'm taking a look at this microphone that's very lightweight. I'm surprised it's in my hand. It feels like I'm holding nothing. I'm talking into it like a game show host. Like I could host The Price is Right, right? Right? Who wants to play some Plinko? Well, you know, you could actually clip this on to your shirt as so, although I've seen people do this with other similar microphones, but it just looks kind of weird. It's big, it's bulky, it's in the way. I mean, you could do it in a pinch if you really wanted to, but personally I would never do that. I mean, especially with this light on, although you could turn the backlight off so it won't be as distracting. But seriously, you have this huge thing on your chest. Really, what are you gonna do? As you can see, I can ruffle around my shirt a little bit. It should sound good because I'm right here in a studio environment. It's very quiet in here. We'll definitely take this outside to see how it sounds in the real world and also check out some of the range. But how does it sound right now? Hopefully it sounds good because these are pretty much perfect, ideal conditions. So with that being said, now I'm gonna do it the way that I would actually do it in the real world. I'm gonna plug in this lavalier microphone. Hopefully you can still hear me. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, it looks like it's working, so I'll just leave that right there. clip this onto my shirt, roughly right here or so. This is somewhat how I would have it in the real world. And hopefully you can hear me. I mean, it's looking like it's picking me up pretty quietly, if at all. I don't know why there's a bunch of dead air, it looks like, but hopefully it sounds good. Hopefully it sounds loud and clear, crisp. I mean, we're maxed out. We're at 6 out of 6. If you can't hear me right now, I don't know. I'm gonna have to turn it up in post, I guess. But it's looking very low, but hopefully it sounds good. Of course, we're gonna take this outside too. Probably pair it with the dead cat, see how much wind resistance it has. Because of course, microphones are only as good as they are in windy conditions. Because if people can't hear you over the wind, guess what? Doesn't matter that you got an expensive microphone, does it? No, it doesn't, pal. Now, I know I'm doing this completely out of order, but right now we're at 1 out of 6 for the gain, so it's going to be very quiet. I'm talking pretty normally, but you probably can't hear me whatsoever. Although, for some reason on here, it looks about the same, really, so I don't really see a difference. Now I changed it to 3 out of 6, or smack dab right in the middle, so you can see how that sounds, although, you know, on here it looks the same, so I guess at least I know it's picking me up. And with that being said, now we're using the onboard microphone right here in my hand because I'm doing an interview. Hey, how you doing? And we're actually at 1, so I'm not sure if you can even hear me. Can you hear me? Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. It's not edited. And now we're at 3, smack dab right in the middle. So, I mean, I feel like it should be clear. It shouldn't be peaking, although it might be very quiet. You guys tell me. And, you know, just for fun, right now we're at 5 out of 6. Maybe 6 is too loud. I mean, it was defaulted to 5, so that's got to mean something, right? But with that being said, hopefully it sounded good in here. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to go outside and see how good it sounds in the real world, somewhere you would actually be using this, and also see how much range we actually get. So let's get to it. Take it away, Rodrick, you handsome stud. Alright guys, we're about to go for the range test. As you can see, we have this very long path right here, completely empty, unobstructed. 328 feet is roughly 100 yards, which is how big a football field is. So we'll see if we can actually reach from end zone to end zone, because that'll be pretty cool. Now, one thing I did notice is this dead cat doesn't actually work with the lavalier microphone. It only works on this little guy. It actually clips right on here, just like so, and now you can use it in the wind without a problem. Now, that's all good and all, but I would like to use it on the lavalier microphone, but hopefully this works in the wind because we have some wind going on right now, so we'll find out for sure. And also, I was moving the microphone around a lot while I was talking, so hopefully you were able to hear me. We are at 6 gain this whole time, just for your reference. So right now I have the lapel mic clipped onto my shirt right here. I just touched it, you might have heard that. I'm gonna clip the transmitter onto my back pocket, so it is gonna be between my body and the receiver right now, so it might cut out. It might be better to put it on the front. We'll figure that out when the time comes. Right now I'm roughly 30 feet away, so hopefully everything's loud and clear, and hopefully you don't hear any wind, although the wind is pretty chill right now. But let's move on. We're gonna go up to 100. Right now I'm walking away. We are at roughly 100 feet right now. I'm turning around, and hopefully you're able to still hear me because we're about 100 feet away with some wind coming at me. You know, it's a pretty good amount of wind. This would definitely hit a microphone if it's not being able to block the wind, but we're gonna continue on. We gotta get to 300. All right, still walking with the transmitter facing you guys, and right now I am about 200 feet away from the receiver, so hopefully you're able to hear me as I turn around, because remember, my body is between the receiver and the transmitter, and hopefully it works. You know, just in case it's not, in front of me real quick. So right now it's in my front pocket. Hopefully you're able to hear me now because we have a clear line of sight, so there shouldn't be any issues, but let's continue on. Right now, about 2 feet away, transmitter's on my back, I'm turning around. You guys, you know, signal is, looks like the signal is very weak. We have 1 bar, 2 bars right now. If I turn around, turned around, it was at 0, so it probably cut out, but let's continue on because we're about to hit me as I walk, hopefully. And now we are at 311 feet, so hopefully you're able to hear me. It looks like we have 2 bars of signal right now, so it's better than nothing. It should be able to get the job done. And 28 feet, so we still have 2 bars facing. I don't know if you heard that, so I'm going to repeat myself. You definitely want to keep the pack facing the transmitter and the receiver so they have a line of sight to get the best signal, because right now I still have some signal facing it, although we dropped down to 1. It keeps going up to 2, down to 1, and we're about 350 feet right now. Still going. I still see some signal on here. Hopefully it's clear. Remember, we have wind going on. Still 1 bar. 400 feet right now, 0 bars when I turn around, 1 bar when I'm facing forward. I mean, this is really far. I don't think I would ever actually be this far. So if you can actually hear me, this is a pretty good microphone. There's a loud car going by, so hopefully you can't hear that, but I'm more than a football field right here. Still 1 bar. I mean, this is pretty. One. So, and the wind, hopefully you hear the wind noise. Whew. Still background, maybe, hopefully not. So we have wind noise, camera bars, and still 1 bar. That's but come in, just 1 bar this whole time. Not sure what that means, but right now we just hit 2 bars. This is still a really good distance. Hopefully you can hear me. Let me know down below in the comments if the audio quality was up to par with what you were expecting, and if you're able to hear me all the way over there, because that's pretty impressive if you actually could. But let's get back to the studio, Rodrick. Thank you so much for your kind words. Ah, you handsome stud, you. So we are back in the studio, and as you can see, I'm mic'd up pretty much how I would have it if I was using it, trying to conceal it so you can't really see it. It's out of sight, out of mind. That's how you gotta have it. So overall, I'm really liking this microphone kit. I mean, seriously, we get this little box. I mean, it's not super little, but you know, for what you're getting in here, it's small compared to other ones. I mean, I've had receivers this big before, and you have to carry those around. Those things are heavy. Now, granted, if you get something that big and that professional, probably gonna have a bit better range and a bit better quality overall. But for what you're getting here with a compact portable design, let me actually unclip this real quick. Look at this. This little tiny thing you can hold in your hand like this, plugs into your phone like this. Very easy to use. Solid blue dot means you're connected. Flashing blue dot means you need to be paired. And it's very easy to actually do the pairing, although it was paired right out of the box. Seriously, just pop this open, throw it all in here, get it all connected, close it up, press this button, and bam, just like that, it's all paired up. Very cool. Also charges it. You get 8 hours of use out of this. You can see all the information you need right here on the screen, whether it's the gain, the connection strength, whether you're muted or not, how much battery life you have, along with the wavelengths that are pretty useless in my opinion, as far as I could tell so far. I mean, whether I had it at 1 or 6, it looked the same to me. As you can see, I'm talking nonstop right now, and there's a bunch of gaps in the middle. I don't know why. I don't know. But other than that, it's working great. Very small, compact, easy to carry around, easy to use, sounds good. Now, obviously, if you want to be super duper professional, you're going to want to spend the big bucks on, you know, a bigger thing, and you probably wouldn't be recording with your phone in the first place. But I'm curious. Let me know if you guys thought this sounded good, or if maybe you've seen something better I should look into. Maybe this doesn't sound good to you at all. Maybe I should be looking at something else that costs more money, maybe less money. But I don't think I've seen anything. This is actually a lower budget option of one that I've seen. But if you're a vlogger on the go, you want to have some good audio quality at a distance, in unideal conditions, this is definitely a good way to go. And I'm very impressed with the whole setup and the whole kit right here. This is going to be my new setup for audio when I'm not in the studio, because I feel like it gets the job done and I don't have to carry around a big suitcase full of stuff. I can just throw this in the trunk of my car, leave it there until I need to use it. Just hopefully the sun won't destroy it before I need to use it.